On June 2013, the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner Coroner announced its final ruling. 23-year-old Elisa Lamb died from accidental drowning. Bipolar disorder was listed as a significant contributing condition. There was no evidence of homicide, no signs of physical trauma, no criminal charges. For investigators, the case was resolved, but she was 23. Elisa Lamb was a Canadian university student traveling alone through California in early 2013, born in 1991 in Vancouver. She had been open about her struggles with bipolar disorder and depression. In late January, she checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. On January 31st, she was scheduled to check out. She didn't. Her parents reported her missing the next day. The Los Angeles Police Department searched the hotel and surrounding area. Then, on February 13th, police released surveillance footage from one of the hotel elevators. The video showed Lamb entering and exiting the elevator, pressing multiple buttons, stepping into the hallway, and gesturing as if speaking to someone out of frame. The elevator doors remained open for an extended period. The footage spread rapidly online, prompting intense speculation. 6 days later, on February 19th, hotel maintenance workers investigating water complaints accessed one of the rooftop water tanks. Inside, they found Lamb's body. The coroner conducted an autopsy. The official cause of death was drowning. The manner, accident. Toxicology showed the presence of her prescribed medications, though at levels suggesting she may not have been taking them consistently. There was no significant alcohol intoxication and no evidence of illicit drug use contributing to death. Coroner officials stated there were no signs of physical assault or sexual trauma. Investigators reported no evidence of forced entry to the roof. The hatch of the water tank was found open when her body was discovered. Authorities concluded that Lamb likely experienced symptoms related to bipolar disorder, possibly including disorganized thinking or paranoia, and entered the tank herself before being unable to escape. Legally, the case was closed, but questions followed. How had she accessed the roof? Early media reports suggested alarms and locked doors. Later clarifications indicated that access was possible via fire escapes and that initial reporting contained inaccuracies. The open hatch detail also became a point of confusion after early accounts incorrectly described it as closed. In 2014, Lamb's parents filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the hotel, alleging negligence in maintaining secure premises. The hotel argued the incident was unforeseeable. In 2015, a judge dismissed the case, ruling that the hotel could not reasonably anticipate a guest climbing into a water tank. The appellate court upheld that decision. No court overturned the coroner's findings. No criminal investigation identified a suspect. The cause and manner of death were never amended. Still, the case continued to attract public attention, especially after the release of Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel in 2021. The series revisited the investigation and emphasized that law enforcement found no evidence of third-party involvement. It also documented how online speculation led to false accusations against individuals who had no connection to her death. Medical experts have explained that individuals experiencing severe bipolar episodes can display impaired judgment, paranoia, or confusion. Inconsistent medication use can increase the risk of such episodes. The coroner's listing of bipolar disorder as a contributing factor reflected that context. But forensic determinations do not always quiet public doubt. The elevator footage created a narrative vacuum. Viewers interpreted her gestures in different ways. Without visible context, uncertainty grew. The unusual location of her body inside a rooftop water tank amplified that uncertainty. Yet official records remain consistent. No defensive injuries, no evidence of struggle, no forensic signs of assault. The classification of accidental drowning stands. The case highlights the difference between medical findings and public perception. Accident, in a legal sense, does not always align with what feels plausible to observers. Medical examiners rely on scene investigation, toxicology, autopsy results, and medical history, not on whether a scenario seems ordinary. There were no independent autopsies that contradicted the official report. There were no successful legal challenges to the cause of death. Law enforcement has not reopened the case as a homicide investigation. More than a decade later, Elisa Lam's death remains officially classified as an accidental drowning with bipolar disorder as a contributing condition. Her story continues to be cited in discussions about mental health, the power of viral media, and the pressures facing forensic investigators. It also serves as a reminder that when a young person dies under unusual circumstances, the word accident can feel incomplete, even when supported by evidence. Official conclusions can close cases. They can settle court disputes and define legal responsibility. But closure on paper does not always resolve emotional or public uncertainty. Elisa Lam was 23 years old. Her death was ruled accidental. The ruling has not changed.